Prepare yourself well, because here are the 7 most terrifying things found at the bottom of the sea, Part 2. Number 7. For years, there has been talk of a lost city at the bottom of the ocean called Atlantis. Movies have been made about it, but is there any evidence to support such a thing? An advanced civilization much older than what we believed were the most ancient civilizations. It was all Plato's fault. 2,300 years ago, the philosopher spoke of a mythical island in his writings called the island of Atlas, but known to the millennia to come as Atlantis, from his native Greek language. The problem is that it is impossible to determine if Plato was writing fiction or something real. This is where the marine, archaeological, and historical headache begins. It is still not known whether Atlantis existed. Believe it or not, marine biologists and historians remain divided on the matter. But as recently as 2022, something that was completely unknown when I published the first top in 2015, scientists from the University of Granada in Spain discovered, and I quote verbatim, rocks from microcontinents submerged in the Atlantic. I translate the above through the in-depth study of a landslide of biblical proportions located near the mid-Atlantic ridge, or in simpler terms, a mountain range in the spine of the ocean. It is known that there was a 7th continent on planet Earth. It's something massive, a large island that disappeared due to a monstrous volcanic explosion. A piece of land that likely belonged to another continent 230 million years ago. This guarantees that on that island, there were many plant and animal species that we will never know existed, not to mention the crown jewel in any archaeological discovery. Perhaps there was a human civilization like the one Plato described at the time. Now, whether that civilization was as advanced, or even more so than the Greeks at their peak, is another story. It is only known that there probably was a civilization with a city much older than Jericho, which with 9,000 years is currently believed to be the oldest discovered. Please keep in mind that all this you just saw was completely unknown when you saw the first top number 7. Number 6. If such a subject as the previous one opened the doors to this top, the bar better stay high. I present to you the strangest animal in the world. I'm not the one saying this. It's a unanimous decision among the authorities on the subject, the marine biologists. In front of them, the land biologists remain silent with all due respect, because they know very well that their colleagues who study marine life are the ones who deal with the most unusual species on the planet. The animal that stands as a top boss over a lost continent, no less, is called Batrachoididae, but it is commonly known as the scariest fish. And it is so strange that until 2022, science had no idea how strange it really is. This is one of the very few animals in the world that can not only swim but also walk on the seabed using its fins as legs. The male and female of this species are so biologically different from each other that it was only recently discovered that they are of the same species, but they have nothing in common, neither inside nor out. Imagine this. It's like if human men were like in that picture, and human women were like the creature next to the man. I quote Jim Rostand, a marine biologist. When the male fertilizes the female, it attaches itself to her body and feeds on her, but over time they merge so that the two become like one organism. His mouth, jaws, teeth, digestive tube, gills, fins, and even his heart undergo progressive degeneration, reduced to a parasitic existence. The male will soon become a testicle disguised as a fish within the female, whose functioning will be governed by her hormonal state, communicating with him through blood vessels. The immature might find this gross, but in reality, it's very romantic. Anything else to say? Yes, this fish is capable of attacking with electric shocks. If life can develop this way in our own world, then think about what an alien might really be like. Even the most extreme examples of science fiction pale in comparison to what lives 3,000 meters below sea level. Number 5. A transparent sphere off the coast of Turkey left all marine biologists in the country speechless. It was recorded on July 9, 2015, and had an approximate size of 4 meters. The scariest thing about this organic sphere is that anyone could have approached it without knowing it was there. At first, the divers thought it was a jellyfish, but the reality proved to be much more terrifying. It was the first time a human had encountered something of this strict nature. What was it originally? It was theorized that it could be a whale placenta, but comparative images showed that this was not true. The theories then postulated that the organic sphere must be the remains of a broken squid egg, but there's a problem with that. If so, we would be talking about a species of squid considerably larger than the largest known species of these mollusks, the colossal squid. If nature had taken its course, this matter could have turned into what is believed to be a genuine sea monster, native to the oceanic abysses that are never seen on the surface, as they live under unimaginable pressures. those that have left terrible wounds on whales and sperm whales that dare to dive to such depths. Even more than astronomy, marine biology is the science that has made the most and most surprising discoveries in recent times. It might seem like good news, but it only highlights how little we knew and still don't know about the sea. Ask yourself again, what kind of creatures inhabit those abysses that humanity has yet to descend into? Number 4. In 1977, a trawler named Suyo Maru hauled up the remains of a dead creature near the coast of New Zealand. This creature, which would cause headaches for 46 long years, a period that extends to our present day, has been the subject of the most heated debates in the world of biology, even leading to the breaking of friendships and associations among scientists. If you delve into this world, you would find things more fascinating than the best series of the moment. Listen to this. There is a minority that dismisses what you are seeing as the remains of a great white shark. Then there is another group of scientists who argue that this not only doesn't resemble the remains of a shark, but adamantly deny that it is one. Do you want me to keep it short? Well, to this day, marine biologists think that what you see in the photo were the remains of a plesiosaur. So, what's the problem? It wouldn't be the first time that plesiosaur fossils were found, right? Take a good look at the image. That wasn't a fossil. It was a semi-fresh corpse. So, there are those who believe that the Suyo Maru may have fished up the corpse of the last plesiosaur that ever existed in the world in 1977. In honor of the ship's name, the creature was christened. Number 3. If you are a lover of mystery like I am, and let me add, if you are a lover of all things dark, then you will understand that the ocean is a treasure, the only place in the 21st century that continues to reveal the most chilling mysteries and anecdotes of this planet. The third place on our list is all about this. NOAA are initials that in English spell out the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of the United States. This government agency always has the final word, as they are considered the NASA of the ocean. In 2022, NOAA scientists made what is classified as the strangest and most disturbing marine discovery in decades. On the Atlantic Ocean floor, they found a row of holes, one next to the other, in a straight line, all positioned nearly equidistant from each other. All of the above makes it very unlikely that this is something natural. Marine biology, for its part, does not know which animal species could be responsible for something like this. There are fish and creatures that create formations in the sand, but nothing like this. NOAA published these images in hopes that marine biologists around the world would contribute with their own theories. One person suggested, what if this is the work of some company searching for something or carrying out some kind of activity in the sea? While this is a good guess, it becomes increasingly unsettling as more additional data are revealed. For example, these holes were discovered at a depth of 2,540 meters near an underwater volcano in the Azores, which greatly limits the number of companies worldwide that have the personnel, technology, and willingness to do something like this. And on top of that, it appears to have been done in secret. Other people claim that these holes are the result of something hollow beneath, but then the holes would imply that what lies hidden below is not a natural formation, but something else. Given the extremely challenging location of this massive oceanic discovery, it is very difficult to thoroughly investigate what it is, even for NOAA personnel. Another incredible mystery. Number 2. Ranking as high as second place hides a human-made object, something that was created on land but has been buried for thousands of years at the bottom of the sea. To be more precise, this mechanism is believed to be 2 millennia and 2 centuries old. And even now, 8 years after the original top list was published, there are comments suggesting that this absolutely had to be included. I agree with them. I present to you the Antikythera mechanism. This object is so strange that it has fueled the imagination of the world, which is why it has already become part of popular culture. In fact, it appears in the latest Indiana Jones movie. The Antikythera mechanism was found in an ancient Greek shipwreck. Many consider it to be the first computer ever created. Those who have studied it closely have determined that it is approximately 2,200 years old. Think about that number, please, and imagine it in your mind. And then take a good look at the artifact. This, as you see it with its gears, was something that worked, that moved, and was created over 2 millennia ago. Found among the wreckage of a shipwreck in April of the year 1900, this ancient device lay hidden for eons 50 meters below sea level. Among the wreckage were invaluable bronze and marble statues, which today are in the National Archaeological Museum of Athens. The problem is that no one has been able to determine exactly what it was or what this technology was used for. It is known that the gear had to turn. The most common theories suggest it was some kind of astrological and/or astronomical mechanism, but it's all theory. We don't know exactly what the Antikythera mechanism was. Since it was submerged among a lot of priceless objects, it is suspected that the object itself was a technological treasure of its time. I insist, it is over 2,200 years old. What kind of energy did it run on? The more questions you ask, the more you'll understand why it's so spectacular. Number 1. The Antikythera mechanism was a candidate for the crown of this top, but next to what dwells here, even that falls short. So I want to clarify right from the start, it's not me saying this, but it's already officially determined as such. This is the most important marine discovery of recent times. I'm sorry for the oligophrenics who dwell among us, but the Earth is not flat. However, here's a fun fact. It's not spherical either. I quote the official scientific text that explains this. The Earth is actually a kind of potato, a geoid with many irregularities. This means that because of its uneven surface, the gravity of our planet is not uniformly the same everywhere. Not only the community of marine biologists, but also that of physicists and astronomers worldwide was absolutely amazed by an unprecedented discovery in the depths of the Indian Ocean. It's a gravity hole. In this hole in the sea, the standard value of Earth's gravity alters so much that it seems like it's another planet. The phenomenon came to be known as a gravitational hole. Its gravity is immense compared to the rest of our world. It's located at the lowest point in the Earth's geoid, south of the Indostan Peninsula. It's a circular depression that sinks 105 meters below the average sea level, and within it spans an area of 3 million square kilometers. Do you know what that means? Basically, science has found something like a DLC in the sea, a cavernous zone never explored before, where the water pressure due to its increased gravity can be very dangerous. Yes, but what's down there? That is what we are getting ready to find out. Whatever lies down there, one thing is certain, we have aliens on our own planet. Any species that is developed down there must not only be incredibly different from us, those who walk on the world, but also different from the very ceratiid fish, which you've already seen in this top. Whatever exists in this strange place, discovered by chance, is like something from an ocean of another planet. So there's only one thing left to say. Just like the first video, this sequel, instead of filling a void, only leaves another, even bigger one, with many more questions and mysteries and certainties. Not even 2 tops are enough to cover all the mysteries of the ocean. They only serve to update us in knowing that in reality, we don't know much. The only tragic thing here is that after 8 years of the first video, you begin to realize that a lifetime probably won't be enough for all those unspeakable and incredible things that will be known after our time on this earth. It sounds melancholic, but at the same time it causes a wonderful feeling, doesn't it?